Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Cletus Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show. Funny Man, coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Cletus Cassidy Show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of See You in the Morning. I am, of course, your host, Cletus Cassidy. As the song would indicate, it's indicated by the song, it is indicative of the song that is the Cletus Cassidy Show. Welcome to another episode. It is Wednesday. It's Hunch Day on the show. You know what we try to do? We try to hunch before lunch. Now, some of y'all are watching and they're saying, hey, this is my first time watching the show, man. If this is your very first time watching the show, then welcome. Hola, Vito. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time hearing this, you're about to experience something so cold. If you're wondering what this show is, See You in the Morning is my horrible idea to get up in the morning, get online around 7:15-ish, somewhere in the 7:15 area, and just say too much about what's going on my mind. Tell my business, say all that. It's just a lot that's happening. And you've walked into that. That's what you've walked into today. I don't know. I'm the spider web of life. You walking along thinking everything is good in your digital life, and then suddenly you walk, I walked into a spider web. That's what my show is. Now, if you walked into this spider web before and you feel like, hey, man, I'm good with it, I'm coming right back, I like that feeling, I welcome y'all. Thank you so much for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I appreciate that. The first thing I do on this show, man, is I try to have some kind of manners, try to act like I know something, like I got some sense. So the first thing I do is I speak to everybody. If I ain't sleep with you, I speak with you. And the first three people who speak to me get the M&Ms, the mythical medals. That's what they get, the M and the M. They get the mythical medals. Just nothing they can hold on to, nothing you can pawn, but it just gives you the sense of satisfaction on the inside of knowing that you was one of the first three people to speak to me. So we're going to go ahead and do that today. Then we're going to get into the show a little bit, if that's all right with you. So winning the bronze medal today is the pride of North Carolina, Courtney Weston and Murphy. Silver today goes to Jamie Wolf. Good morning, Jamie. And the gold medal this morning goes to the sheriff, Wilberta Carter. Wilberta, good morning. So gold goes to Wilberta, silver to Jamie, bronze to Courtney, and right outside of bronze, man, is Shannon. Good morning. And Melissa, good morning. Crystal Sex Appeal, Jackie, Ida, Lisa, Kim is in the building. Betty's here. Good morning. Franita, good morning. Lisa came in. Seems like you're ready. Lisa came in just nasty off the top. I like it. JD, don't call me Martin Luther the King. Just like Candy's in the building. Crystal's in the building. Marche, Wilberta, Yvette, Patricia Pippin, Ursula, good morning. Melba, my boy Dion, good morning, sir. The man out there beating up Lupus. He's beating Lupus, and it means a lot, man, because he's a drummer. One of my very close childhood friends, man, Dion Langley, man. Big shout out to him. If you ever get a chance to support him, buy T-shirts, or if you need a drummer, y'all call that man up, man. He's extremely talented, and he's a warrior fighting Lupus. And he's got these Beat Lupus T-shirts, so Beat Lupus, and he's a drummer, so it means a lot. And then, on Wednesday when we talk about beating, it usually has nothing to do with drums, but that's what this has to do. So Beat Lupus, that's his thing. And Miss Tanya Williams, good morning. How are you on this fine morning? I hope you're doing well as well. So, I'm gonna get into the show today. I know y'all came in to be nasty. and that's what y'all want to do. But every now and again, something grabs my attention on the news that I have to talk about. Now, let me go ahead and be honest. All right, this topic is going. I'm going to probably upset a couple of listeners. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm probably gonna make a few listeners mad. Probably gonna make a few people mad. But ridiculous is ridiculous, and I gotta get this ridiculousness off my chest. I was watching the news and a story came up from, I believe, Nashville, Tennessee. Now, first of all, anytime Nashville, Tennessee makes the news, it's probably going to be something completely ridiculous. Nashville is almost Florida. Whenever I see a story that starts off a Florida man or a Florida woman, I know something ridiculous is going to come after that. Nashville kind of is in that same mode. Nashville is in that same mode, but it came from Nashville, Tennessee, I believe. You can correct me later on if I'm wrong. But apparently, a child went to school. Now, that's not news. We know probably you're not getting the best education in Nashville. But amazingly, a child went to school. A white child went to school. Is that newsworthy in itself? No. But here's what happened. That's good, Ben. I'm happy to see it. Eminem, what's up? White child went to school. And is that abnormal? No. It happens all over the country. But this particular white child didn't seem to be the most affluent of white children. Didn't seem to be a child that has made a lot of money in their life. And that child seems to shop, I would say, just looking at the family dynamic and knowing it's in Nashville, I believe this is a child whose parent shops at a thrift store. I believe they be thrifting. And apparently this child went to a thrift store and it's a girl child. And this young lady saw a shirt that was bedazzled. She saw a bedazzled rhinestone shirt. She immediately got excited. Oh my, it's a rhinestone shirt in my size. I'm prepared to wear it. I want it. It's pink and it's green. However, upon the chest of this shirt were the letters AKA and the numbers 1908, aka 1908, were on the shirt. Those are the call letters of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, founded in 1908. It is a historically black sorority. On college campuses, people pledge to be part of this sorority. They do all that they can to get in, pay numerous amounts of money, and then they buy the shirts. And then the little young lady wore the shirt. She saw it. It was pink and green. She's a child. She saw the shirt. She just liked it. She didn't care what the shirt said. She didn't care. She didn't know what an AKA was. She's like, I'm also known as. That's all it meant to her. She just saw that the shirt was pink and green, and she was a little bit poor, and this is her chance to have a sparkly shirt. She wore the shirt to school, ready to have a good day of learning. Ain't never got in trouble, perfect attendance, does very well in school. When she got to school, her teacher happens to be a member of AKA. When she took her little jacket off, sat down at the desk, the teacher saw she had on an AKA shirt, and her teacher swooped into action. And I use the term idiot very loosely, but this idiot decided that she was gonna go take the girl's shirt off of her, make her change shirts because that girl wasn't a member of AKA. Made the girl change shirts, embarrassed her in front of the whole class, then sent the mama a letter home talking about some AKA is trademarked and can only be worn by members of AKA. So I made her change shirts. What in the Greek letter idiocracy were you thinking, ma'am? I wish would take my child's clothes off. First of all, I saw people defending this lady. Yeah, the girl didn't go through the pledge process because she's 7. She just had on a shirt. I understand. I'm part of a fraternity and we have paraphernalia as well. I get how proud you are. I get how proud of the process you are that you went through to become that. But what you're not finna do is undress children. That is completely and utterly ridiculous. Now, I was asking why was it in the thrift store? Exactly the question. If you are part of the organization, you are told if you don't want it anymore, cut it up, burn it up, throw it away. But don't thrift it. Don't do any of that stuff. At least it's saying the foolishness started with a soror who took the paraphernalia to the thrift store. She's the problem. And let me be honest with you, we don't always know. Here's one of the things that, and we're blaming a soror for taking it to the thrift store. I don't believe a soror took it to the thrift store, but I can tell you this: everybody ain't a member of your organization. Everybody don't know the rules of your organization. So let's just say my grandmama was an AKA and she died. We went to clean out her house. We just gonna throw all her stuff. Sometimes the people who not part of your organization don't know anything. So we just gonna throw all of this stuff in a bag and we giving it to Goodwill. That's all we doing. That's all we doing. We put all of it in the bag. We send all of it to Goodwill. This grandmama shirt, we just gonna go ahead. We just doing what we doing. That's all that we doing. And now the Goodwill on the corner of First and Jefferson has become Freaknik. You got all kinds of stuff in there. We just dropped it off. I remember when one of my uncles died and they were cleaning out the house, they found some of his paraphernalia, some of his rituals and things of that nature. And they were just like, man, give it to a bookstore. I was able to come through, swifted and swooped in like an eagle. So hey, no, that's not how it goes. I'm familiar with the processes. I'm familiar with certain stuff, so I know. But where in your John Brown mind did you decide as a teacher that you're gonna go take this child's clothes off? That you're gonna make this child change clothes? Listen, and there's some people out there that take it so seriously. That take it so seriously. I mean, I'm gonna understand something. I'm gonna tell y'all what. If anybody's out there and you deciding that you're gonna take it into your own way, I'm tell you what ain't gonna happen. AKA ain't finna pay your bills. AKA ain't finna bail you out of jail. You keep messing around and messing with people cheering, you go to jail, you're gonna be pinkies up in court. They're gonna tell you to raise your right hand and your right pinky. You going to jail. You better understand that life is bigger than the organizations that you belong to. I hear people talk about it all the time. I'm gonna walk up and say, let me see a non-Q wearing a Q shirt. I'm whooping his high pots. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. That's where you're going. You're gonna go from Q Sci-Fi to JAIL. Put that on a shirt. Your line number is gonna have multiple digits. You used to be a 5, now your line number is 197483. You're going to jail. You ain't got nowhere else to go. You start seeing the real world. So let me explain something. There is. I know my parents love me. Stand behind me, come what may. I know now that I'm ready because I finally heard them say it's a different world than where you come from. What happens on college campuses, what happens in Greek life is different than the rest of the whole world. Let me let y'all understand. I know everybody's a non-hazing, non-pledging sorority and fraternity now, but let me explain something to you. In the real world, you can't beat nobody's hind parts to make them join. You can't do it. If I want to join my church, understand what I'm saying. This is the difference between what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. If I say I'm joining First Baptist don't have a line that comes through. First Baptist ain't gonna beat you till you know Jesus. They be like, hey, listen here, after a 6-week process, you might have new members class, and that's fine. But I don't think any church is paddling nobody in new members class. I don't think they're gonna have a new members probate. They might come out and give you the right hand of fellowship. Real world. You join organizations without getting beat up. However, sororities and fraternities, we got to break you down to build you up. That's in your, and it's accepted in that world. Understand what I'm telling you. That is completely acceptable in that particular world. In the real world, in the rest of the world, it's not acceptable. On college campuses, it's known that it happens. And people are like, it's part of what they do. Fortune 500 companies, not the same. If I'm getting hired at McDonald's, they're not going to make me stand in the hot fry grease to prove that I want to be in McDonald's. Show me that you want to be in a McDonald's family. It's not happening. I joined Navy Federal Credit Union. They didn't brand an NF on my arm because that's not acceptable in the rest of the world. Now, when you start talking about college Greek letter organizations, that's acceptable. When you start talking about joining Masonic organizations, depending on where you go, might be acceptable. When you start talking about joining the Moose Lodge and Shriners and all those things, might be acceptable. When you join Phi Beta Kappa, which is a academic one, not acceptable. It's not acceptable. You got to realize what's acceptable and realize that real life happens outside of the organization that you belong to. I know some fantastic people who belong to Greek letter organizations. I know some amazing Deltas, some fantastic, phenomenal AKAs. I met a great Sigma Gamma Rho once. No, I know a few amazing Sigma Gamma Rhos, some great Qs, some great Kappas, some amazing Sigmas, some phenomenal Alphas. I know some Iotas too. I know at least one great Iota. But it's a different world. I hate to break it to you, and this might ruffle a few feathers. But you may not notice, but there's a whole lot of people that don't care about your Greek letter organization. They could care less. I'm gonna say this as politely as I possibly can, and you might not. This might hurt your feelings a little bit. To some people, you look stupid. Some people think you every time Atomic Dog goes on and you stick your tongue out and start hopping around, it's a segment of people that be like, this is ridiculous. What is happening? Why is this grown man barking at me? It's a segment of the world, probably the majority of the world. If you go over to China right now, and for some reason at the Lucky Kitty, Atomic Dog comes on while you checking in your hotel, and you start to stroll, if you start to hop, guarantee you're gonna be in a Chinese jail, or at least it's not a jail, a mental institution. Because they don't care about you being a Q in China. You get out there and start barking in the streets. You gonna be hugging you. They gonna put you in a little white jacket. You gonna hug yourself. Qs don't own the color purple and gold. The Lakers play in it. There's a lot of people that wear it. Alphas don't own black and gold. Deltas don't own the colors crimson and cream. And let me say something that y'all may not want to hear. And this might upset you a little bit. But when you perform behaviors like that teacher in Nashville did, when you start going out taking a kid's clothes When you go and you start taking kids' clothes because they quote unquote got your colors on, you have now, you person, have now taken your organization, your sorority, and taking it from being a organization of civil service, education, brotherhood, sisterhood, and service, and you've turned them into a gang. When you start going out in these streets taking people's clothes off, taking clothes off of a child, you are now acting like you are in a gang. You have now blurred the line from being a service organization, a sorority of finer women, of greater men, and you have now become a gang. That's what you become. And you have tarnished the image of your sorority. If I'm national AKA, I send her a nice letter, tell her how we appreciate what you have done. But now that you put us in this negative light nationally, we appreciate you. You ain't down with us no more. I don't think she should lose her job. I think she made a critical mistake. I'm pretty sure she's young. I'm pretty sure she's a young AKA. An old AKA ain't got time for it. An old AKA ain't even gonna acknowledge that she got the AKA shirt on. That little girl ain't gonna know she wrong all day long. That old AKA gonna go on her work, on her break, her planning period, call her mama. Miss Smith. Yeah, I noticed. I noticed little Penelope had on a shirt today. While it's a beautiful shirt, here's what that shirt means. Here's what that shirt means to me. Here's what that shirt means to African Americans. What can we do to keep Penelope in a pink and green shirt without her doing this? That's what that season teacher gonna do. But gang member, fresh, 2 years out, she don't know no better. She's still a Leo. She treating everybody she disrespect. That girl is 7. I saw people using the ridiculous angle of, well, what if she was wearing a military outfit? Well, how would you feel then? I feel like she's 7. If I see a 7-year-old, first of all, if they make military outfits in that size, that person shouldn't be defending our country. You are too small to defend the country. And I know they might tell you you're not, but you are. But if I see a child in a military outfit, first I'm going to be like, oh, look at them paying homage to their parent. That's the first thing I'm going to think. Oh, he wants to be like his mom. Oh, he wants to be like his dad. But I'm not going to think he's a general. If a child puts on a uniform, I ain't going to start saluting them. I know it ain't a midget in uniform because I have a well-developed mind and I'm mature enough to understand what's happening. That ain't no stolen valor. Even if an adult has it on, who is me to go tell you what you can put on? It's clothing. And now, Lisa, here's what I say. I feel sorry for you as a member of AKA to now have to go and defend your whole organization. When we don't think about the grand scheme of life, there's a grand scheme in life. Is you taking that shirt off of that 7-year-old worth everybody at AKA had to fight? What's more disrespectful? The fact that that 7-year-old had that shirt on, which ain't nobody in the whole world gonna know. Nobody in the world would have known that girl even had that shirt on if you wouldn't have went and escalated. Now good, hard-working, decent AKAs like Lisa got to get out here and defend AKA in the street. The Supreme Basilius and the regional director, they gotta give her a call. I'm telling you, she need to get a call. She be put on suspension, something. If that little 7-year-old couldn't wear no AKA shirt, this grown woman shouldn't be wearing no AKA shirt. That's how I feel. Strip her shirt. Put her in a shirt, strip it off of her, and put her in something else. What do you do in your brand? As a matter of fact, just take the AKA stuff off of it. Then you gonna go send something talking about something. It is trademark. So is Marvel. So are Looney Tunes. And Brienne said, first Carly Russell now that we can't win. We just out here trying to win. Maybe Kamala Harris. Now Kamala Harris got to get on a plane and go down there and visit this white child for nothing. And I'm telling y'all now, the girl got lucky. Carol Boy said, you got kids throwing up the signs. Who cares? They don't have any allegiance to it. They don't know nothing about it. They pay no dues. They just mimicking what they see. How about we take this approach? I'm not gonna say AKA isn't trademark because they will. I'm not gonna let the AKA. They will get out here and hit me with their hand mirrors. I'm not gonna say that they not. I know Delta controls. I know that Delta Sigma Theta controls who sells their stuff. I don't know. AKA may not do that. You can't just go out and sell you some Delta shirts. Delta will give you a nice call. Hey, cuz, you can't be selling our shirt. But let's look at it in a flipped way, right? What if being an AKA is a motivation for a kid to go to college? What if seeing a Q is the reason why, hey man, I really want to go to college? Like that gives them, and they grow up their whole life throwing the hooks up, doing whatever it is. They say, I really want to go to college. I'm 7, I'm 8, I'm 9, I'm throwing these hooks up. This is all I ever want to do with my life. And it pushes them there. It pushes them there. You, ma'am, again, you made it look like I wouldn't want to be an AKA. It's kids now that, and if you see this whole family, if you were to see the family, when I say that they probably got that shirt from a thrift store, it's because I'm looking at the family was on TV. I'm not saying they live in a trailer park, but what I am saying is their home is probably mobile. They did not present themselves as somebody with money. Now, if they just dressed down to be on that news interview, then that was the smartest thing they've ever done in their life. We gotta understand, man, it's a different time. It's a different time. Look at it, kids hopping, shimmying, mocking their parents. I know Carol, like if I can talk freely, Snoop, I see um your son. And I see your son every time Atomic Dog comes on. The joy that floods his soul, he starts hopping. It is what it is. But I also know that your son is an influencer. There are young kids at that college that look up to your son. There are still kids in the Portsmouth community that look up to your son. And seeing your son be able to do that. I don't know what happened, man. I went down. Let's get rid of. Let's get rid of one of them. I apologize to everybody watching. I don't know what happened. Um, I don't know what happened. It just my computer froze up. So I don't know how that works. I apologize to people. But like Carol, you were saying that there's a young kid that hops with him sometimes. That he is putting people in a different perspective. He's changing the view of a lot of kids. I want to know why my computer decided that they want to work. Now it's working again. This is why technology is the worst. Now look, you see how I had a backup though. You see me out here backing up my backup. Hold on real quick. Hey, two me's. Oh, whoa, that was the wrong area. Oh, boy, that almost went the wrong way. Wait, why is you? That almost got ugly. That almost got ugly. Right. AKA had sent out the national Basilius, and she was like, take him out. Make sure he's gone. 14 AKAs just came right through the doorway. Yeah, I know. I gotta bleep that out. I don't know what happened. I went down low on them real quick. I forgot that I don't be wearing pants. What y'all do know is that it's true that I don't wear my pants on my show. I was supposed to let Marche and LaTroy come in and talk nasty talk today, but we had a real subject, so that bumped y'all nasty today. Because here's what Hunch Day is about. Hunch Day is about people feeling good, right? Even if it's just got to be yourself. I want everybody to feel proud about whatever organization they're in. I don't want this to be a stain on pause on the garments of AKA. I think that AKA has done amazing things in the community since 1908. The Alpha since 1906. 1913 is a great year. 1914 is a fantastic year. 1911, the 1900s, historically black Greek organizations, Black Greek organizations, the members of the Panhandle, the Divine Nine have done amazing things in our community. They fit a particular need. Listen, white people ain't out there beating nobody up because they got on a Tri-Delta shirt. You put on a Delta shirt, ain't nobody gonna bother you, ain't nobody gonna mess with you. But the problem is, for years, even after black people were allowed to attend our predominantly white institutions, they weren't allowed to join their sororities and fraternities. You won't allow to be part of a lot of those groups. Even if we go further back and we start talking about Masonic Masons were here before all the other fraternities. Before a while, you won't finna be black and join the mainstream Masonic groups. So those organizations, I'm gonna take this opportunity to not talk about hind parts for a day. We ain't gonna talk about it being tooted up in the air. But what happens is they have done amazing jobs. They fit a particular need and a set, and they came in and they created that bond for people to be in. And now we're able to go and be in this zone and operate as fraternities and sororities. And I've seen them do amazing community service. I've seen them give scholarships to kids, do all these amazing things. And those are the things that we need to have highlighted. But you can't take it so serious. You can't take it that serious. Dennis, that is an excellent question. First and foremost, I don't have no business getting into why you wearing what you wearing. But if I felt comfortable enough, I would go ask that person, a young person, a teenager. I'm gonna go ask her, hey man, and I'm talking about in a nice way. Hey dog, where you run into that at? Do you understand the meaning of what you're wearing? If you do, this is my opportunity to explain it to them. Hey man, and I'll tell them, man, look, blah 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 blah. But I don't have a right. I don't know if that's the only shirt that kid got. I don't know if his daddy told him, hey, my son, what if my son's like, Dad, can I wear one of yours? Hey, put it on. What if I told him put it on? Who can come tell my kids? Who are they? Who is somebody else gonna tell my child he can't wear my shirt? What if, God forbid, something had happened to me? And that was the last remnant that my child had to remember me by. Who am I to go and tell him you're not allowed to wear that shirt? You don't own all the cotton in the world. You can't stop doing the most, because in the grand scheme of life, when we dead and gone, that organization is still going on. Like I say, that organization. Listen, Masonry ain't coming to get me out of jail. They ain't gonna let me stay right there. AK ain't getting you out of jail. Q's ain't getting out of jail. They'll come to you. They may or may not come to your trial. One of your brothers might be your attorney. But at the end of the day, they ain't having no chapter meetings in the penitentiaries. Ain't no, it ain't jumping off. We got to do better to make sure we highlight these organizations. I want to at least be on record as letting anybody who does not have an understanding of how these organizations work, because even within the African American community, if I can be honest, there are still people who feel like BGOs, BGLOs, Black Greek letter organizations. There are still people who feel like they are gangs. They don't understand how they work. All they see is everybody wearing the same color, throwing up hand signs. And then they be like, well, that's the same thing the Bloods and the Crips do. They see people going through a pledging process or a hazing process, and they say, well, that's the same thing the Bloods and the Crips do. So a lot of times people don't see the amazing works that they do. I want people to know, I want you to leave from this and be like, that the behaviors of that teacher in Nashville are not indicative of 99.9% of all members who are in those organizations. That is what I want people to walk away and know. 99.9%. There is not perfection in any organization. Let me tell you that right now. You can go to whatever the great Susan G. Komen. It's somebody over there stealing. I don't know who it is. It's somebody in there. No, your church. I'm proud of my church. Everybody in my church don't always act right. Nobody's organization is gonna have perfection amongst their members, because their members are made up of humans. Know that part. It's all human beings in there, unless somebody let a dog in. But I think that would be a bit much if y'all start pledging dogs, like real ones. If you let your pet chinchilla into your organization, you've gone too far. There is no perfection. But the overreaching 99.9%, the overreaching amount of people in these organizations are very good people. It's probably somebody in there. I don't, it hurts to say it. It hurts to think that there's a possibility for theft in any organization. I'm not going to say somebody in my church steals. And that right there is what I'm saying. If you see somebody in the street, they don't understand that's the only shirt they got. Hey man, let me buy you another blue and white shirt. Dog, I know you might like that one. That one means a lot to me. Let me buy that shirt off of you. I'm gonna replace that shirt for you. I'm gonna get you another shirt. 99.9% of the people who belong in these organizations are great people who will literally give you the shirt off their back if they in need. If you are in need, they will literally give you the shirt off of their back. I know it to be true. I've seen it done. All I'm asking is, man, whenever you make these decisions, whenever you do stuff, remember, if your organization has a greater purpose, your organization has, no pun intended, a greater light, make sure that light shines positively on your organization or whatever you do. If you are a person that's on the outside that's looking in and you looking at these organizations, I want y'all to know these organizations do amazing, amazing, amazing works. Amazing works. And that should be the focus. We shouldn't be sitting here talking about them taking a shirt off of a child. Because that is ridiculous, and that is the antithesis of everything every organization stands for. And I ain't a member of every organization, but I know that there is a line, there are similarities in their thought processes and beliefs, and no, none of them stand for stripping children. Now, strippers, completely different story. I'm all in. The stripping children, no. Stripping adult every now and again. Let them get nasty, but not no. And that's all I got to say about that. It took me 40 minutes to say it, but I've said it, and y'all didn't get y'all nasty talk today. And I know some of y'all are gonna be just pretend that the show is on its period, and so y'all didn't get any this week. Just pretend. And I know some of y'all don't care about periods. We just gonna let them ride. And I'm not gonna say, listen, James, I'm not gonna say there isn't an AKA that's a stripper. There's at least one out here. There's at least one AKA out here stripping. There's probably a Delta stripping too. Everybody got at least one stripper in their organization throughout the country. You can't stop all of them. Strip, it's a legitimate job. It's a legitimate job. I like to thank all of y'all that prayed for me yesterday. As y'all can see, I'm back in my office, which is also known as my daughter's room. I'm back in my office because I took my daughter back to college. She was on fall break. I took her back to school yesterday, and I took a friend of hers as well. And so I had two girls in the car. And I'm gonna go ahead and admit what I did, fellas. And I'm just gonna ask y'all for forgiveness. I'm gonna ask y'all for forgiveness, fellas. When I got in the car, I had both of the girls in the car, and I gave them control of the radio. I let them choose what we would listen to musically. We had a 3.5 hour ride, and I let them choose. I put them in control of the radio. My daughter had never had control of the radio before. I gave her full autonomy on what we listened to. And they began to name artists that I had never heard of. There was things going on I didn't know. And suddenly they decided to go and listen to the Essential Beyonce album. And they were quizzing me on Beyonce songs. And I'm glad to admit I'm not a member of the Beehive. I didn't know many of the songs, but I gave them full control. And it was so much Beyonce. So much. Way too much. Way too much. And I don't know. It was not a pleasant experience for me. Not until we got deep into North Carolina and they just put on the soundtrack to Hamilton and I was okay. But before that, girls love Beyonce, not me. And look at Tab coming in with the bees. I don't know. And then we started having philosophical debates about the Swifties versus the Beehive. I think the question came up, what if Taylor Swift and Beyonce did a concert together? It was, my daughter asked me would I like some silver sparkly pants. And I think that was a low point for me. When my daughter, who I've known her entire life, turned to her father, who she's known her entire life, and asked me, Dad, would you like some? I'm not part of the Renaissance. I'm not renaissancing. I don't even go to the Renaissance Hotel. But she did ask me, would I like some silver sparkly pants? And I was like, definitely not, Nyla. What are we talking about here? It's a movement. It's a movement. Listen, so is what happens 30 minutes after I eat Taco Bell. That's also a movement, but I don't want to be a part of it. A movement is a movement. I do think that, so I did come back now to kind of get me back. to kind of get me back, I did let them know that neither Beyonce nor Taylor Swift can match the one Michael Jackson. I let them know off the top. I don't care what y'all feel about how popular Taylor Swift is. I don't care how y'all feel about how popular Beyonce is. And I've seen that hysteria myself. I was in, I'm Roy, I will never. I won't even wear the leather. I won't even wear the leather pants like Richard Pryor. My daughter and I went to Broadway. We went to go see Hamilton. When we came out, it was as if they covered Times Square in silver glitter. I saw all the people there to go to the Beyonce concert. We just happened to be caught up in the hysteria. But it was crazy. It was crazy. Does not match Michael Jackson in any way. People stay conscious during a Beyonce concert. People stay conscious during a Taylor Swift concert. You are realizing how much you paid and you are staying conscious. People use their life savings to go to a Michael Jackson concert to pass out when Michael comes on stage. You done put everything that you've ever collected into a bucket to save money, to see Michael Jackson, to simply pass out because he walked on stage. Michael Jackson had no social media. If these kids had to go through what we had to go through to get a Michael Jackson tape, wouldn't do it. They not doing it for, ain't nobody, I'm telling you now, the Beehive, y'all not standing in line outside overnight to get no Beyonce album. You're not doing it. You're not standing in line for a Beyonce CD. See, you can stay up in the comfort of your own home, set an alarm for 12 o'clock to download the song. Anybody can do that. That's nothing. Downloading the song to your phone, everybody can do that. You're not standing in line for that tape. You ain't standing in line for a tape. No, I bet you won't. That's what we had to do. You had to go to multiple stores sometime because the store sold out. You went to DJs and DJs was out. We were out of Michael Jackson. Now, you ain't never seen that with Taylor Swift because it's infinite. You can download it infinity. They actually had to make the tapes. You ain't never had your tape get ate up in the machine and be on the verge of death. Because no. You want to listen to a Beyonce song now? You can, hit a button and it's right back at the beginning of the song. We had to time it. Had to rewind and know when it was. Y'all can't do that. You know, y'all wouldn't be this generation. There is no Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson come to your city and shut your entire city down. With no internet. How did everybody know Michael was there? We had to call people on rotary phones. A lot of those people didn't even have call waiting. So you had to wait until their line won't busy to let them know Michael Jackson at Tower Mall. If Michael Jackson would have ever went to Tower Mall would still be here right now. They wouldn't have tore it down because Michael Jackson wasn't in there. First time Michael Jackson moonwalked, the world turned upside down. They didn't know what nobody had ever seen anything like that. The man was going backwards. It was a different time. It was a different time. And Michael Jackson, this is why I try to tell people. This is why I feel like this, the Michaels, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan. There is nothing that compares to what those two are doing. As much as I respect LeBron James, what if Michael Jordan had been in the era of highlights that he's in? That LeBron James, Michael Jordan was playing basketball when everybody ain't even had cable. You couldn't even see everything that he did on Sports Center because everybody ain't had cable. You had to go home and pretend. You had to go out and pretend. Sometimes nobody dreams to be like LeBron. You respect him. Michael Jordan was a global phenomenon without any social media. It's just different. If Michael Jordan would have been playing in this, if Michael Jordan hits that shot that he hit against the Lakers when he switched hands, now would have destroyed the internet. I couldn't even tell you the number of views that would have had. I can't even tell you. Michael Jordan's so great, we still wearing his shoes. He ain't played basketball in 427 years. 427 years, and he still got the number one shoe. Don't nobody wear LeBrons. They not collector's items. Ain't nobody overpaying for a pair of LeBrons. Let's get that straight. Michael Jordan ain't played basketball in multiple decades. LeBron been at the top of the game and still don't nobody care. Let me get them Jordans. You can't even wear LeBrons because they start in the wrong letter. Yo, let me get them L's. Don't nobody want to take an L? Nobody wearing no L's? Yo, let me get them L's. You got them L's? No. I'm not. Yo, you got to wear these L's. I'm not wearing an L. I'm not. With them J's, a J has always made black people feel better. J's historically have always made black people feel better. Shoes or weed. You give a black person J's, they all right. Just I'm letting y'all know right now. It's a different time. Michael Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I don't know LeBron's middle name. I don't know LeBron's middle name. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. No matter what J it is, black people have been happy with J's for a long time. All right, I'm out. I'm going for real this time. I don't know what the Michael Jordan debate. I just wanted to apologize to all the men for letting my daughter and her friend take control of the radio. I feel like I broke some kind of man code. So I apologize for that. I don't know what's next, man. Giving a woman the map. I don't know. I just feel like you never let a woman have that kind of control. If I'm in the car with a woman and we don't know how to get somewhere, I'm not allowing her to use her GPS. That's just man. That's a man rule. If you in the car with a woman and you are allowing her to drive, if you've given her the potential to drive, if you riding with her, you not allowed. She can't have a map. You owe it to men to not let her get the directions. If both of y'all in the car, you're using your GPS. And I don't care if y'all got the same phone. I don't care if y'all using the same service. Your GPS is going to be righter than hers because you're a man. Don't listen. I'm telling you now, fellas, I'm not ever going that far. Raymond? LeBron Raymond? Never. You don't let that woman have control of the directions. If you let a woman go ahead and take directions, you might well go home, put on a skirt and some panties the next time y'all get intimate. If you letting her control the radio and the directions, you letting a woman have the radio and the directions, you go ahead and put a skirt on when you get home, put on some panties, you go down to Victoria's Secret, you buy yourself something nice and silky, and you stand there in front of the stove in some heels and cook eggs. That's what you do. Because you are now the woman in that relationship. If you let her control the music and the GPS, but not. You can listen to songs that she likes through your radio. You find out. This is what you say when a woman gets in the car. What you want to hear, baby? And you play it. You don't let her control your radio. And if you give up control of your radio, would you ever give up the control of the GPS? But men will never admit that because men are never lost, Tab. This is what you're not understanding. There is no such thing as a man being lost. What men do, men never get lost. We just create a different way to get to a place. You got to understand, if a man is in an area that you think is unfamiliar, that's a shortcut. We just driving a different way. Sometimes we'll drive a way to let you get more of a scenic view of wherever our destination is. But men never get lost. I'm going to give y'all a third one, fellas. And this one might ruffle some feathers. But these are things that you got to do. And we got to be, as men, we have to teach the younger generation this stuff. You never let the woman control the music. Never let her control the GPS. And for the sake of all that is holy, here on God's green earth, hear me when I say this. Do not let her behind the grill. Oh my. If you let her grill, I can't even. If I come to your cookout and you tell me your wife ran the grill, I'm leaving. I'm leaving your cookout. What is she doing behind the grill? Ain't no reason for a woman to be behind the grill. I don't care if that woman lives by herself. She need to go find a man to come to the house to grill for her. What is a woman doing in a grill? A woman on the grill in this economy? Absolutely not. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. That's worse than a child wearing an AKA shirt. Woman on the grill. Women shouldn't even be able to touch bags of charcoal. I just grilled on Sunday, and you were wrong. If there was a man there, and if there was a man, a boy, anything, and if there was a male there, he should have been on that grill. There's no reason for a woman to ever be on the grill. Ever. I stand behind it. I guarantee it. Never. You can, listen, and Tam, I'm going to say this right here off the top. Ain't no man ever going to tell you can't season his meat. Huh? Ain't a man out here that's going to tell you can't season my meat. Season up. Season my meat. You stay off that grill. You stay, Michelle, stay off that grill. You throwing off the balance of the earth. Stay off that grill. I'm going to say it one more time. Stop it. Get help. You be on no darn grill. You are a lady. Lady ain't got no business on nobody's grill at all. But you can season that meat. Lord knows. You can season to your heart's content. I'm getting ready to get out of here, man. Thanks y'all so much for coming in, man. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. We'll be here tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about sex, so y'all heathens. Feel better about yourselves. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on everything, man. Sunday after Thanksgiving, Virginia Beach Funny Bone. Make sure you're there. Peace.
Kick your shoes off, take a load off. Don't go nowhere till the show's off. Oh, you know it's gonna be a movie when you got Clayton's Cassidy on your TV. Yeah, already know Mr. Funny Man. Coming to you and making you laugh again. Started off on the radio, now we got the Clayton's Cassidy Show. Funny Man, coming to you and making you laugh again. Started